G'day everyone and welcome back to my favourite room in the house. I have received a package this week and we are returning to usual program on Ronnie Trickshot's YouTube channel because this contains a vintage G.I. Joe, and it is a G.I. Joe that I had all but given up on finding anywhere in Australia. It's a bit of a Grail piece and I think it's in pieces, so we might have a little bit of a repair video as well. Let's get into it. Righto, so I have my scissors here and it looks like this package has seen better days, so hopefully everything I ordered is still in here, but we'll open it up and have a look. It was a little bit of a gamble buying this one. Obviously it was pictured in pieces on eBay, so I did take a little bit of a risk grabbing this guy. Hopefully it turns out, usually it does for me. I have taken a few gambles in the past that have really paid off. It looks packaged securely enough, as much as it was in a paper mailing bag. It has a bunch of bubble wrap, which I hope has kept the figure secure. And we will take a look. Lots of bubble wrap here. I thought I was unwinding it then, but it's actually stuck there, so I turned it around a bunch of times. That's funny. Might have to do an instant replay of that. Instant replay of that. So cool. Alright, let's just ease this bit of tape off here. Alright, there we go. Another bit of plastic. Here we go. Can you see this figure? Have you figured out who this is yet? This is, of course, 1985 Heavy Metal. And like I said, I've been looking for him for a while and all but given up on finding him anywhere in my neck of the woods. And look, he is in pieces, so I've got a little bit of work to do, but he looks in pretty good nick, besides the fact that the O-ring is broken. So he's going to be a pretty easy fix-up job. I reckon the crutch looks good as well. I seem to have received a accessory pack monocle there, which that's a bit of a bonus. But look, I'll just grab some things together and we'll see if we can fix the O-ring in this guy. I'll check back with you very shortly. Okay, so I've got my stuff. Maybe I'll just pop the camera down a little bit here so we can see what we're dealing with. I don't need these scissors because I opened that package pretty easily. I have a screwdriver here and I have some O-rings. Now, I don't think these are the O-rings that are completely perfect for these G.I. Joes, but I buy these ones and use these ones because they're made from plastic and they last a little bit longer than the rubber. In fact, I can't recall ever having to change one of these after I've put it into a G.I. Joe. The rubber always tends to break in these vintage figures, and I find myself picking up dead bodies in the cabinet all the time. But just for reference, they're Holman 12mm O-rings. They come in a 10-pack for about $3 from Bunnings here in Australia. And like I said, they're a silicon plastic sort of setup. And I'm just going to take this off camera because I need to warm it up, get it nice and flexible for putting into my G.I. Joe, and you hear me rubbing it together in my hands there. It's really cold here in Australia at the moment, so I just want to make sure this O-ring is nice and flexible. Alright, that should be enough. Now, let's see if we can pop open this Heavy Metal figure. I have a screwdriver which I use for this job specifically. The screw looks like it's in good nick, so should come out fairly easily, which it is. Oftentimes these screws have rusty heads or they're stripped, so it can be problematic trying to get them out. But with a figure of this value and this importance to me, I'm very happy to say that it has come out quite freely. So that is awesome. Alright, so we'll remove the old O-ring. As you can see, it's completely cooked. We have a torso here. And I might want to be careful. The torso on this one, can you see that receptacle? It seems to have a bit of a crack in it. Can you see that there? So I might need to be careful when putting the O-ring and screw back into this guy. Looks like, yeah, there's a little notch on that one as well. So I'm not going to tighten up the screw too tight when I replace the O-ring. So it's just a bit of a mental note to self. I don't want to bugger up that torso, but everything else looks okay. His head's in good nick. The arms look beautiful. And the legs are still nice and tight. So that's really cool. There's no damage to them. The screws are in good nick as well. And yeah, the crutch looks beautiful too. So what we do, and I might just give this another warm up, because I'm doing this with a little bit of nervousness because I have broken figures before and been really upset with myself, but hopefully I can do this in a pretty even-handed and careful way. All right, so we've got the O-ring onto the T-hook there, and then we'll carefully thread the crutch through. And Campbell from Kiwi GI Customs and Creations, he taught me that it's always easier if you put the crutch on whilst the Joe is in a sitting position. Does that make sense? So instead of trying to put the crutch on from directly over the top, put it in from the side, and that, as you can see, has worked beautifully there. So here comes the part where you need multiple sets of hands. So we'll chuck that back plate on, and then we'll chuck the arms in, sort of hang them over the side, like so. Alright. And then the head on the back, hopefully that balances in, it does. And then the front, whoops, just dropped the head. It's alright. Alright, and he's back together. So, like I said, I don't want to screw the back screw in too tightly on this one. I just want to do it enough so that he holds together, because those torso pieces appear to have those notches in them. So I'm a little bit scared about just cracking the back plate. So I've gone as far as I'm game to there, which means his head and his arms are going to be a little bit loose, but it doesn't worry me. I'm just happy to have this guy in my collection. So he looks like he's ready to go into battle again. All right, I've got a little stand here waiting for this purpose. There we go. So, of course, Heavy Metal came out in 1985 with the Mauler. So he was a vehicle driver, and that's why he's sort of... Was it the Mauler? No, it was the... Yeah, it was the Mauler. Let me know if I'm incorrect in the comments. It was the Mauler MBT, Motorized Battle Tank. So 1985 with a tank, and that's why he's hard to come by, particularly in my neck of the woods. I grabbed this one off eBay, obviously in pieces. He doesn't have the microphone that he's meant to come with, and he doesn't have his machine gun, which are two parts that are pretty unique and pretty difficult to find intact. I have prepared for him a weapon though. I have a little Lennard core machine gun here with a machine gun strap, and I'm gonna chuck this across his body because, you know, you can't have him defenseless in the cabinet. But this looks amazing. What a very cool figure. I love the 5 o'clock shadow there. I wonder if this one was a Bill Merkline sculpt. It certainly has that look about him. Bill Merkline did the sculpting for a number of the most iconic figures in the original ARA run. But look, I'm happy that I've been able to pick this guy up. I'm happy that I've been able to fix him on camera without too many issues, and he is going straight to my favourite room in the house. Well, I'm already in there, but, you know, I sort of wanted to channel the castle in that, you know. Yeah, it's going straight to the pool room. Oh, man, I've I've talked a lot of baloney on this video today, but yeah, I hope you've enjoyed it. This is certainly a great day in my house. I'm very happy to be adding this guy to the cabinet. How cool is that? Well, that's about all I have time for. I am going to take some photos of this guy in the backyard. If you like what you see here, feel free to hit that like button, maybe even leave a comment. I love getting involved in the comments, in the comment section. You might even like to subscribe to my channel. And I do have memberships, and the memberships don't really qualify you for a lot, but there are a bunch of great people out there that send me $1.50 a month because they are incredibly generous, and I thank them. They're all on screen right now, including One N Toys. I forgot to include him in the credits for my last video. Thank you, Johnny, for becoming a member. It is great to have you on board. Anyways, that's all from me. I'll see you next time. Heavy metal, and yo, Joe!